I am Dr. Anthony Gustin.
And I am Chris Irvin.
And this is question number 90 of 268 questions that we've answered in the Keto Answers book, which you can pick up at Amazon. And this is something that we've spent a lot of time figuring out every single question that we got compiled into a book with all the answers. So number 90.
What is keto adaptation?
So being in ketosis versus using ketones for energy is sort of how I think about it. So there's two different things here. If you switch to a low-carb diet or even fast, you might have some ketones that spike up in your bloodstream. So if you test on a meter, if you pee on a little stick, if you breathe into a meter, you might see that your body has some ketones in it, but it does not mean that you're using ketones for energy.
Yeah, and I think that this is a pretty easy way to describe this is if anybody out there has tried keto or you've talked to anybody that's tried keto, you'll hear that, hey, I started keto within a couple days, I'm measuring ketones in my blood or urine or breath or whatever, but I'm not experiencing the benefits of ketosis yet. So what's going on? The ketones are there. That's because they're not keto adapted yet. So we know that it takes time for our cells in our body to upregulate these transporters that are necessary to allow our body to use these ketones that we're producing. And once we're effectively doing that, so a good way to look at keto adaptation is that you are effectively using fat as your fuel, so you're able to break down stored fat and the fat that you're eating and use that as your primary energy source, and you're able to produce ketones and finally be able to utilize those ketones. So just breaking down fat and just producing ketones doesn't mean keto adaptation, but being able to utilize those ketones is what gives keto adaptation.
Yeah, and so one of the ways to know this is, one, the way you feel. And so if you're feeling sort of some lack of energy, some brain fog, some of those things can be ameliorated by electrolytes or higher protein levels, but it could just be that you're switching into ketosis. So your subjective feelings about your energy, your mood, et cetera. But also, if you're measuring your ketones consistently, be it whatever source you want, and that then those levels start going down, that's a good thing. So that means that instead of going out of your urine or your blood, those ketones are going into your cells, which means that your body can use them. Your cellular machinery is starting to switch over. You have transporters that they go like this, so the ketones then go into the cell, like that, which is something that is great. It's what you want. That's what keto adaptation is.
So in another video, we were talking about how we will be able to measure these ketones in our blood, but we can't necessarily measure the uptake of these ketones. So when we start keto, we see these ketone levels elevating when we're measuring, and we assume that the higher that we get, the better. But it's actually kind of the opposite. We want our body to be able to effectively pull these ketones out of our blood into our cells to be able to use them for energy, and that's something that we can't necessarily measure yet. So as Dr. Gustin said, the best thing that you can do is start to look for the subjective feelings of being in ketosis, like a much more clear mind, you have less cravings and brain fog, you have less hunger, you're able to go longer periods of time without eating. Those are going to be better signs that you are keto adapted than just measuring your blood ketones.
Yeah, so keto adaptation is using the ketones, not just having ketones.
Yep.
If you're looking to simplify everything you need to know about the world's most confusing diet, head on over to Amazon.com and pick up Keto Answers today. The best part about it is that you're not just getting basic information. It's almost like you're getting a tiny little version of me and Chris shrunk down, put in your pocket to answer every question you have along your way.
And that's not weird, it's beneficial.
It's the best.